I started meat processing business in 2020, and in that business I made profit. I also lost a lot of money. And in fact, I lost other people's money too in that business. And when I sat down and I was doing my calculation to see what went wrong, I can tell you for free, it was not the business that was bad. It was my approach to the business that made it so bad, that made me to lose money in it. Now, why I'm making this video is because we are approaching a season where people consume a lot of meat. We are approaching a season where there is so much demand for meat. Of course, we consume meat every day, daily basis, because we have events, wedding, birthday parties, burial ceremony. We have restaurants. We have a lot of roadside restaurants. They buy heavy meat. So it's not like the business is just profitable only this season. But why I'm saying this season is because this is a season where we consume a lot more than what we consume on a normal day. So let me give you a background story of how I invested in meat processing business. This was around 2019 was when I got the idea. So one day I sat by the roadside. I'm from Benue State, and in Benue State we consume a lot of pork, right? And we don't have a lot of pigs farm producing that pork for us. So if you're an investor, you're looking at what to do, I want to go into agriculture, where can I invest money? You can go to Benue State and start a pig farm. You make a lot of money. So I saw that most of the pigs we consume in Benue State are brought down from Kaduna, in Kafanchan to be precise. So I say, okay, how am I going to also tap into this business? Because when I sat by the roadside, I calculated more than 10 J5 vehicles moving nothing less than 20 pigs, 10 in less than 1 hour. They were moving from different parts, from Kaduna to different parts within Benue State, different local government. So I did my maths and I asked questions. I discovered that the market was every Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So people go there. We have commercial pig farmers in Kaduna where they rear a lot of pork, a lot of pigs, and they sell to people. Now the market is so large that people from different parts of Nigeria. It was when I went there I discovered that people from the east, they also consume a lot of pork in the east. People from the east, they drive down to this market to buy. People from different parts of Nigeria comes down here to buy pork, or to, let me say, to buy pigs. So I saw that this is a big investment opportunity for me. I asked questions. They told me the market they told me average price per pig. So when I saw that, I said, okay, this will be a good investment for me. I went to the market myself. I bought, I think the first market I bought 8. I brought back the 8 pigs. We slaughtered the 8 pigs, and the meat could not even do 10 a.m. Sold out. The business was bringing money. We were making sales. Now, one of the mistakes I made, because I wanted to learn from the mistake first, because before we start looking at profit. So one of the mistakes I made was that when I started the pig farm, or let me say the poultry, the pig processing, I was looking at getting a shop where I can frozen the meat and then be selling at frozen meat. Now the truth of the matter is that where my farm was located, which is Benue State, our people here are not interested in eating frozen meat. So if you are going into this kind of business, you also have to study your environment. My people in Benue State prefer that they buy live pork, or let me say pork that is slaughtered that very day. They want to be seeing it on the table, on the butcher market. They want to go to the market, see it on the market, see it on the table, cash their money and pay. They were not willing to enter a meat shop, and buy frozen meat. Now, if you are watching me and you want to go into meat processing and you're in places like Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, yes, these are cities, so the business can work for you. But if you're in maybe an isolated place like Benue State, Enugu, or do I say Enugu, but maybe many other places, people don't like frozen meat. So I made that mistake. So when I started doing pork, I later added poultry, because I was also into broilers production and I was looking at profit maximization. So I saw that if I can process the pigs, the pigs, and process my poultry myself, I'm going to make more money. So what did I do? I invested in processing this. I went to Kaduna. I bought freezers. I think we bought some AC component, and someone came to Benue State and constructed the deep freezer for us for meat frozen. But along the line, I discovered that people were not interested in it. They want to buy live one. They want to buy fresh meat. So if you want to go into this business, you have to consider that the people you want to be serving are interested in buying frozen meat. If they are not interested, then you have to approach it in a way that as you slaughter the meat that very day, all the meat is going to be disposed of. Now, here is another business opportunity for you. There is what we call meat sharing. We are approaching the season where people do meat sharing. Now, what they do is that they can speak to with maybe their colleagues at work, four of them, and say, okay, let's buy one cow. Now, in this one cow, we are going to share the meat, in which that you take so kg, I take so kg, so they can donate maybe 200,000, raise like 600 or 800,000, and buy a live cow, butcher it, and share the meat. Now, you can be a coordinator of that, and you are going to make good money from it. Because if you come to northern Nigeria, you buy a lot of this cow at affordable price. Now, for someone who is asking which market can I visit in northern Nigeria to buy cow, now we have someone in our community, Billionaire Farmer Agro Sales Network. What she does is that she supply livestock, so things like goat, ram, cow. So if you join our community, you can order from her. She will do the supply for you, because you don't need to start traveling, move from your place to this place or this other place for you to buy. You can sit where you are. All you need to do is to connect with us in that community. Then you'll be able to source your livestock. Now, one of the reasons why I would advise you to start this business is that, especially if you're in urban areas, it will give you a lot of profit quickly. I'm strongly against anyone who cannot sell going into business, because if you cannot sell, you have no business starting a poultry farm. Now, I don't want you to be assuming that poultry people consume a lot of pork every day, so if I should start my layers farm, it will be easy for me to sell eggs. No, it will not be. When I started egg distribution business, I went to Jos. It's another mistake I did. I bought a lot of eggs, full Sienna boss. For some of us that know Sienna boss, I bought full Sienna boss of eggs. When I brought these eggs to Benue State, my own idea is that we have shortage. There was no farm in Benue State that was producing eggs in a large quantity to serve our market. So my own idea was that if I bring the eggs, everybody will buy from me. It will be easier for me to distribute. But when the eggs came, I saw that it's not everybody that will buy from me. Because one, where my shop was located was a long distance from many other people. So I was posting on social media. Someone would tell me, oh, I'm from North Bank, I need 2 crates. Why my fan is at Coca-Cola Gate? For some of us that are in Benue State, we know this location. Now, if you want to supply 2 crates of egg to someone in North Bank, you are going to spend nothing less than 500,000, 500 naira as at that time, to move from Coca-Cola Gate to North Bank and supply 2 crates. So only the bike money that you use have eaten like 8 times your profit. Because in a whole crate of egg, as at that time, our profit could be like 50 naira. So your profit of 50 naira, you're doing delivery of 1,000 or 500. So along the line, we discovered that the business could not work that way. So I'm now pushing a model. Okay, you can come to our shop and pick. Now, it was difficult for many people to come, so we could only sell within our environment. But let's assume before I brings in the egg, I have gone to market and done market research myself, meet those people that are suppliers and know how are they doing it, or meet people who have shop and understand how they are doing it first before bringing in the eggs. Now, apart from that, where we source the eggs, they supply eggs to us that were bad. They didn't give us fresh eggs. So the eggs stayed in the shop for like less than 4 weeks. the egg started getting bad. We lost a lot of it. We were able to get our capital back a little. I'm not sure 100% of the capital came back, but we got a little. So when we are done with that, our poultry started producing eggs. Then we're able to tackle that. But what I'm trying to say here is that you will have to do a thorough market research to know which of the meat your market will need, and how are you going to supply that meat to them at profit. Now I understand people in Lagos, many of them prefer home delivery. They want to stay in their house, place an order, and you bring it. So you need to partner with delivery companies, and you need to understand how much are they going to move one parcel for you before you can venture into it. I have one of my boss who is into broilers production in Ibadan. He has a very massive farm. I made a post about him on Facebook, and I was telling people that if you want to go into poultry business, especially broilers, you have no need of going to stock birds. Why not use that money to rent a shop, buy freezers, and start selling frozen chicken? Most of the frozen chicken we are consuming in Nigeria are imported, and many of them are heavily preserved. They are not even good, and that is the reason why some of us who are farmers, I hardly eat chicken meat outside of my home. I understand it's difficult for you who stay in busy cities like Lagos. You don't have that liberty to select the meat that you want to eat. Most times you're eating in restaurant is what they give you that you eat, and it's not their fault. In the restaurant they buy from supermarket, is what they supply to them that they buy. So bulk of the frozen meat we consume in this country are not healthy. You have to take your health by yourself. You have to be careful which of the meat you're consuming. So if you want to go into this business, first thing, you need to also have access to farmers who are going to supply this meat to you at a good price, because it's not just about you starting a meat shop. You need to know where you can be sourcing either your eggs, or you're sourcing your poultry meat, or you're sourcing your turkey meat. Oh my god, most of bulk of the turkey we consume in this country is not from here. It's not from here. They are frozen down into this country. But it's big business for everyone, right? So if you want to be selling that, you sell. Maybe you want to sell goat meat. You have to come with innovative ideas. How are you going to package your goat meat? How are you going to let people know that this one is not preserved, it's healthy? You have to make a lot of noise about these things, and you sell a lot of meat. If you want to go into pork the way I was doing, you make a lot of money. I made a lot of money from pork. Let me be frank with you. Because sometimes you could kill like 5 pigs in a day. People that are from Benue State watching this video, they know how much we consume pork. So killing 5 was not new to me. And anyone who listening will know that that 5 is true. So this video is very short, straightforward. I want to advise you that if you're looking at investing into poultry farming, don't put your money into broilers production now. Why not go get a strategic shop and start selling frozen meat? If the people within your area are not interested in eating frozen meat, you can start egg distribution business. It's better for you to distribute eggs than for you to go and start a layer farm as a beginner who doesn't have a market, who doesn't have a clear plan of entering the market with your product. It's better for you to start at distribution side. Many people believe that if I start, people will come and buy. They will not come. They already have people who are supplying to them, and they know how they are doing it with them. You're just a beginner. So the best approach is for you to start by selling. Sell that product well enough. Start your meat shop. Sell the meat well enough. When you're done selling the meat, you have the idea, then you can quickly go and start your own farm. We have a lot of people who are doing this. Choma Eze, for some of us who are on Facebook, if you follow Choma Eze, you know how she's doing it in Lagos. She's distributing eggs. I don't know, maybe she has her own farm, but I believe she did not start by building a poultry farm. But believe me, at the end of the month, if you balance her account, she might be. It's possible she will make more profit than someone who owns a poultry farm. This is not to discourage you and say don't go into broilers or layers production, but it's to tell you that you can start by marketing, and this is not limited to only poultry product. How about beef? We eat a lot of beef in Nigeria. I was in Port Harcourt. It was in Port Harcourt that I knew someone can sell one cow for 2 million. If you come to Kano, or you go to Kaduna, or you go to Niger State, you go to Gombe, Zamfara, you can buy a cow for 500,000, 600,000, and transporting one cow to east, sometimes you can pay 30,000 naira. And with this, you're able to make big money at the end of the day. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to go into meat shop business or meat processing business, my advice for you is: number one, do your market research carefully to know if the people you're targeting are interested in eating frozen meat. When you're done with that, know your source. Where are you going to be sourcing this meat, or let me say this livestock you want to be processing? When you're done with that, you also have to consider electricity, because if you're looking at frozen meat, your shop need to be in a place where you will not be struggling with electricity. When I was setting up my shop, I invested heavily in that. And when I got my lightning where I was not having challenge with the issue of meat or the issue of electricity. So you have to invest money in setting up electrical issues. Maybe you can go with solar. When you're done with that, the next aspect is how to market aggressively. You can use social media to do that. So thank you for watching this video. If you have gotten value, share this video and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.